Hello everybody. I'd like to thank my 58 subscribers. I didn't even know I had subscribers. But so now that I have 58 or whatever the number is, I think I should do some more videos. And the piece I'm going to talk about this time is a print by Gunther Gerzso, obviously, and it's called Paisaje Nocturno, which means night landscape, and it's an etching. I'd just like to mention that why were these prints done, and I actually remember this. People wanted to buy one of his artworks and they found them not within their reach economically, and so they were frustrated, and so as a lot of artists do, they said, well, we're going to do some graphic arts or prints, and we're going to do an edition of 40 or 20 or whatever and have the price much more accessible. All right, now they are signed in original, which I've always mentioned, and they're something that retains their value. They're not, like a reproduction or something else which doesn't really retain its value since they're signed and numbered. Okay, this is one of the few black and white prints that he did. Toward the end of his life, he did some black and white prints called templos, which I have some images, but they're not really in the style that he's known for. Okay, this is the print Paisaje Nocturno. It's black and white. It's within the style that he's known, which is this abstract style, which I like to call altiplano, which is also a term in Spanish. The direct translation is high plains, but it doesn't have really the same flavor. Altiplano refers to the cultures of the high plains, which is around Mexico City, before the conquest. Okay, and my father, used this artwork is based on this, let's say, visual language, all right, or architectural language, and it's sort of suggesting of buildings. In this case, it's a landscape of buildings, in the evening, all right, and I don't. Maybe if he was alive today, I'd agree with it, but certainly he based his artwork on that type of architecture. Okay, so gotta get my computer to cooperate. All right, so now I chopped off the top. This is the data. Okay, so it's 1986, which is, in the mid of his career. This is etching aquatint. Basically it's a 1 zinc plate, all right. It's 23 by 13 inches. The image, I didn't get around to measuring it. Again, I put down here, it's not AI. And the catalog number is my catalog number, which I invented because I have to, do a database. Okay. Now, usually, this is an example what he did, later in life. It's called Tiempo y Espacio. It's an oil painting. And so, this was well-known, his well-known style. And so, Paisaje Nocturno is sort of like a black and white print version of sort of like this style of painting. Okay? And as I say, it's inspired in Aztec and Toltec, and that's what this painting is. And also the other one, the print, not so much Maya. There are other ones that are more inspired by Maya. Okay, so to get an idea what it looks like, let's say this is a computer rendering that I do since I'm an architect, and I did a lot of CAD. So you can, in CAD and architecture, you do rendering. So although this is not AI, doesn't exist. This is a image invented by a computer. We do what we call 3D modeling, and then they have all these ways of, doing textures and stuff out the window to make it look like it's the garden, whatever. But it's the interesting thing is that here I'm talking about his painting or his artwork, and his artwork was inspired or very much influenced by his practice as a set designer when he's in the movies. So I didn't think of this until later. So in the sense, I'm doing a virtual set design to illustrate what his print will look like, you know, at a little dinner table in an apartment here while they're having their coffee cake and coffee, okay? Anyway, but AI did not do this. I did this. Like in the Nambolom thing that I did previously, it's a now for architects, this is an everyday, everybody in architecture does this all the time. So it's not, you know, unusual. Okay, so that's the info part. So the commercial part is that there's a link below, and I have a couple of pieces that I would like to sell. I keep, since I got a lot of stuff, and in the case of the printed, I mean, for my father and my family, the case of the prints, I have several pieces of the same print. So, you know, I'm not going to put up 3 or 4 of the same thing on the wall. So this is what I want available. And so it's www.gunthergerzso.com.